Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this one. We've got our man Denzel Chimbondo representing Zimbabwe by way of BST, Blood, Sweat and Tears gym from Northampton, just down the M6 to the M1 there. Can't wait for this. This is a 57 kilo flyweight fight. You see him getting the slaps there from his boxing coach. They know they're in a fight here. They're well conditioned here from BST, and they're always ready to scrap. So it's going to be really interesting seeing their lightest weight fighter in Denzel come out and try to make some big waves in the flyweight division here at Battle Arena. Just getting his last application of Vaseline there. Flyweight is such an interesting weight class, ladies and gents, because what you get is an incredible amount of speed, technical ability, and durability. That's why you don't see so many finishes in the lightweight, in the flyweight division, because they're always ready to scramble out of situations and get themselves someplace better. We're going to see Denzel Chimbondo try to establish himself. Denzel Chimbondo from Zimbabwe coming in.
And in the red corner, Jonas Horde.
Jonas the Horde from Bergen Comp Sports Center. And he can't be touched, or so he thinks. But I think Denzel's got different ideas. Denzel versus Jonas in this flyweight fight, this flyweight tilt. Everyone's looking to establish themselves in this weight class, because at the top you've got Tom Gibbs, you've got Nadu Rashi. There's some very good, very strong fighters at the top of this division here at Battle Arena, and everybody's looking to knock on that door for that title shot. Just getting his final little instructions there from his corner, applying some Vaseline from our cut woman. Start to get in there, make some waves. He's getting into the cage now.
Introducing first, your fighter in the blue corner, representing Blood, Sweat and Tears, it's Denzel Chimbondo! And standing across from in the cage, in the red corner, representing Blood, California, it's Jonas Horde!
Jonas Horde being met with boos. Alan Jackson. Jonas Horde seems to be the more rangy of the two fighters. Well, you wouldn't expect anything different from Denzel Chimbondo for being a very strong... That's right. That's good. Here we go. Denzel's got his head a bit forward. He's looking to power in with some 1-2s. Touches him over the left hook there.
Chimbondo with the sharp striking.
I don't know if he'll be sat down very long, Chris, not when it's like this. He goes right to the takedown. He did well, peppering him with shots there, kept it busy, overloaded the CPU, and then goes right down to the takedown and starts gathering up those legs. If Jonas Horde thought it was going to be a slow start, he's got anything but right now.
I know Denzel Chimbondo, he regularly trains with Raymond Paul, Roger Gracie, black belt, and I knew they do a lot of rounds together, so he's going to be very comfortable on the floor. Also with Danny Batten, another Roger Gracie black belt. You can see that. They're one of the best UK gyms for MMA wrestling. They're so good at keeping people down, wrapping up their legs. They study, you know, some of the best UFC fighters and copy what they do.
Oh, there we go. We got a little bit of a sprawl there from Horde. He goes up with the knees to the belly. These are really effective at the moment. And now he's chasing down. Big shots, big knees. No knees to the head here in the amateur ranks. And Denzel lands a big right hand of his own. He's backing Horde up. Horde is switching seamlessly, though, between kicks and punches and knees, and it's a really beautiful thing to see at the moment. He needs to get heavy on the head of Denzel if he wants to prevent this takedown from being completed. He's going to suck up that single leg.
He seemed to have a lot of success at the very beginning of this round with the striking. I'm surprised he's so keen on takedowns, but maybe this is the game plan going in.
His straight right came through as well during that exchange just a few seconds ago. He will take him down here, but it'll be hard for him to keep him down. Horde's doing well to keep his feet underneath him.
Good head positioning, good posture as well in these takedown attempts. Interesting, he's trying to almost kicking off the cage there, or using it as balance. Maybe looking for a Kimura trap briefly. Good job of keeping his legs wide. It makes it very hard for him to get taken down.
He's landing some good hammer fists there. And whipping right in.
It's one of those things about the amateur MMA. You can't throw elbows from that position. And we've seen a lot of recent high-level MMA fights where fights have been stopped where one guy's trying to finish that double leg against the cage, but the other guy can slam in elbows from the top.
Yeah, this is a little subtle thing Horde's been doing. He's been posting with that left hand, keeping it nice and straight left arm there. It's making it very hard for Denzel to finish anything.
It's got to be so exhausting, this wrestling battle between these two. The effort of constant takedowns and then the effort of constant stand-ups.
Denzel's just happy to try to muscle him down to the ground, but he needs to make more economy of movement here, try to establish himself on the top and actually hold Horde down. Horde's doing well again. Look, he's got pressure on the back. He's got posture broken here. And he starts landing those hammer fists, giving Denzel something to think about.
Interesting first round. I think Denzel seemed to really did that kind of 30 seconds of striking at the beginning, have a lot of success, but immediately shot off of it. Struggling to finish the takedowns. I mean, it's not that he seemed to have great takedown, great body positioning, great mechanics going on, but just also great defense. It was kind of neutralized.
And everything changes when you're leaning up against the fence. You almost have like a third leg there against the fence, or a third pillar to your body, because we saw Horde brilliantly sitting back, making Denzel work, and just continuously standing back up against the cage.
We saw it with Anderson Silva. When he fight a high-level wrestler, he'd often just lay against the cage and beckon them in, because he knew that there was always going to be much harder for them to take him down.
Yeah, your momentum's not going to go. It's just going to hit into that cage, and then you're going to either have to suck them up and pull them in, Randy Couture style, or they're going to sit against the cage and just wall walk back up.
And it is a different art as well. You know, if you've spent your whole life wrestling, that's a nice open mat. You hit the edge of the mat, you reset back in the middle. You're not learning to press up against the wall and use limited space. That's why it's such an impressive skill. We've seen now MMA wrestling has become like its own separate martial art. It's the cage work in itself.
Yeah, cage work, head position, a lot of good quality there from Denzel Chimbondo. But he's got I'm hoping he's got some instruction there from his brilliant corner from the BST coachman.
Yeah, I think with Denzel, if I was his cornerman, based on that round, I'd be telling him to
throw right hands and nothing else. He's got his head so far forward over his left leg.
He's got long arms as well. He's got great body mechanics.
That knee landed, maybe glanced on the head of Denzel. Look.
Yeah, that was quite bad. Almost just walking forward, trying to get the takedown, but taking shots because of it.
Definitely taken a lot of shots. I think Horde has done some great work to the body. And if he can just stomp his leg down right now, he'll be able to get that out.
Maybe Denzel blew his gas tank in round one, so trying to finish these takedowns, the constant lifting.
He's been stubborn, that's for sure. You see him, he's on his toes here, he's pushing up and in. You need to do something with that, either collect up an ankle like he's about to do, or come back up to the body with a good head position and start landing knees. Now again, Horde's on top, posting away.
Nice.
And even those kicks that Horde's throwing, they are glancing off the gloves, but you still feel those all the way into your noggin. That's for sure.
There's constant pressure. Good head positioning on the legs, but just being stuffed. He's too wide. He's got that old BJ Penn-esque takedown defense of the shin across the body. And if you have good balance, which he clearly does, it's quite an effective way, especially off the cage. Because you can't sprawl the same way you normally would to defend a takedown. You can't kick your legs back behind you. So you have to get really wide with your legs.
You're seeing Denzel's posture just utterly broken. He goes down to his knees now to try to regain some of that posture, but his head is looking away from his opponent. So he gets a big pick here, the head between legs.
Almost just dropped him back on his feet.
This is something that I talk about a lot when I'm coaching wrestling. It's just not, especially for MMA, you don't need those big lifts. They're just going to tire you out, and you're going to have trouble controlling your opponent afterwards, which we've seen, well, play out pretty well from Denzel and Horde there. Horde's got the single, he uses it to reverse the position. Now watch the knees come up from Horde now. Boom, again to the body.
Great clinch work from Horde. Oh, nice dirty boxing as well. Mixing between the two, beautiful. Good head position.
Yeah, there you go. This is what I want to see from Denzel. Head position, being happy to be in this upper body Greco sort of situation, and then landing dangerous shots. Denzel's been on the receiving end of probably 80% of the shots in this fight so far. And look at how Horde's mixing up legs, body, head.
I'm very impressed by Horde's kind of patience as well. Look at that, just picking shots and then with the knee. You have to watch the head shots.
He's ducking down into it though, Alan Jackson. Pardon me, good sir, but I believe he is.
So we'll just explain that. This is amateur MMA, not professional. So these guys, they go through the amateur ranks to build up experience. But one of the rules, which when me and you were fighting wasn't the rules, Steve, is that you can't knee the head. I always found it quite useful to be able to knee someone in there.
Always good, but they can't be done. Oh, are they going to take a point away?
I think that's fair. He could have stopped the fight, and instead he just take the fight, and it means the fighter can continue and get more experience. This is going to work. Actually, I think this is going to sound bizarre for a man that got kneed in the head. I think this plays to Denzel. I think he looked a bit fatigued.
Big time. Look at him. He's got his gum shield hanging out of his mouth. He's bloody up his nose. He was ducking into those knees, though. He was ducking into them. And when you've got a guy who's been threatening takedowns, I don't really agree with the point being taken away, but that's just me. And I think a few things that we saw from Jonas Horde were really brilliant. Was how relaxed he was in the combinations when he was breaking away on the fence. So he was throwing, left, right, left uppercut, right uppercut. Okay, yeah, Denzel's pretty much out on his feet here. Horde's got to pick him apart. Look at Denzel's got a fighter's spirit.
He's so good.
Kicker and knee.
Look how he picks his shots. It's almost Diaz-esque. Denzel's coming back though. Another knee. He's got to be so careful with that knee.
He's ducking out of the tie clinch constantly here because he doesn't like him coming to the body.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mistake that sometimes you get from wrestling.
There's a lot of great stuff here from Jonas Horde. Gets backed up off.
Oh, wheel kick. Jonas Horde was looking for a finish, I think.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know if we can substantiate this claim, but I'm pretty sure Denzel Chimbondo's head is made of some sort of granite. Because he's taken some big shots there. Big shots. But even with a point taken away, I think that's a 9-9 round.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with you there, Stephen. This is one of the exciting things about this sport.
I'm loving this. The spinning kicks, the turning kicks.
I think it was definitely Denzel's round one. He came out, landed big, constantly on the takedowns. But we're seeing that change. Like, it makes conditioning makes such a difference. Composure. Coming out. Maybe Denzel thought he was going to put him away so easily and quickly that he just kind of exerted himself too much. And we've seen from Horde, he's just pacing himself so beautiful. Even his shots, that Diaz-esque just pop, 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 pop without overcommitting to anything.
I want to see a check hook from Horde in this next round because I think he's backing away quite well. But if he check hooks with the left, as Denzel's coming forward, he's gonna time that quite well, I think, and it's gonna make Denzel a little bit wary to throw that strong right hand that he landed in the first round. But yeah, keep going to the body, keep doing what you're doing. I'm loving this.
But presumably it was 10-9-9-9, and this is all to play for.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. When you've got power and speed, and power and skill, and speed. Oh gosh, this is gonna be wicked.
Oh, Denzel still looks very exhausted too.
There's money in the bank there for Horde, just constantly going to the body there.
Horde looks ready. I think we're going to see Horde come out strong, just like that.
Look at the slick head kicks.
Oh, lovely shot.
But he backs up, backs up, backs up.
He's just trying to keep range so that he can pick his shots. He doesn't long limbs. Oh, lovely uppercut up the
Big
middle.
overhand right there from Denzel and Chimbondo.
Let's do it.
This is hard for Denzel though, chasing, throwing punches and getting hit.
Yeah. And
He's missing a lot.
Horde's doing a good job of circling and then picking his shots.
He's got to circle to his right though. I want to see him circle to the right, not into that power hand. Denzel is throwing that overhand right with bad intentions. See it again in a moment. See?
Horde's doing a good job of just slipping out of the way. Oh, Denzel landed a big left. Oh, lovely kicks. I think this is why Horde wants range. He's a great kicker, but Denzel's just always on his toes in front of him. He's not giving that kicking range.
Like I was saying in the first round, though, he's landing those kicks onto the gloves, and there you go. He looks to crowd him, try to get a takedown again. But this almost smacks of desperation right now because he was on the losing end of a lot of those shots, though he was walking forward. But it all depends on how the judges score it, how the judges consider this. Because again,
in theory, the criteria that rules over all others is damage. And both guys were landing big shots, really. It's hard to say one was doing more damage than the other.
All we've got is blood. There we go. Drop those elbows in and throw the knee up. Here it comes. Boom. Knee again. Good head position again from Horde.
A lovely, cheeky, dirty uppercut. Just on the break, he occasionally eats a big one.
He drops his hands a bit. Let's go from the cage. Bondo's on a knee. Constantly been taking shots off the dome. Those hammer fists from Horde. Jonas Horde doing a lot in these positions. I do want to see that Kimura trap you were calling for in the first round.
I'm not sure it's either of these guys' games. Oh, this could win the fight for him.
Sky high.
This could win it.
Over to his, takes him down momentarily.
Even though it's just a moment, that's a big moment in the judge's eyes.
I love wrestling, but it's the control afterwards that's important. Lift him high as you want.
That's what we see from Khabib. Like being able to then hold him on the floor.
Tangling up those legs, stepping over.
That's what Denzel's not doing. He drops into the ground and just kind of holds the hip position. You've got to be trying to tie up the legs.
I was just about to say time is ticking away. And there's a 10-second warning here. Can Jonas stand back up?
I'm glad I'm not a judge for this one, Steve.
Jonas doing well posting on the head, but switching will be important. Let us know the decision, Chris. Is it a tale of strikes or is it a tale of grappling? It depends who's done well. Denzel's able to get his hands in the air this time. I don't know who did more damage, and is it going to be that point deduction in the second round is the big story? It's going to be very, very interesting to see how the judges have scored this and how we're going to greet our victor. Just be a moment as they tally the scores. Scorecards handed there to announcer Chris Fensom. We'll see whether it's the BST man or the man from Bergen Campus Sports Center. Good old fight. Good fight, definitely. We're moments away from that decision. I know how I would score it, but that's just me. See how it goes. Might be 1-3 to Denzel and Chimbondo. Could be. Or could be 1-3 to Jonas. Here we go. The official announcement.
After 3 rounds of incredible